This is George from High Tech Legion. With games becoming more complex, it's only natural that input methods are going to become more complex as well. Now, the keyboard is the input method of choice of most gamers, so we are seeing a lot more keyboards coming out. Today we're going to take a look at the new KB-460 from Func. This is Func's first keyboard to come out and features Cherry MX red mechanical switches and full LED backlighting. Now, typically when you think of gaming hardware, you think of Razer, Roccat, Thermaltake Esports, Cooler Master Storm. So some of you might be thinking Func is a new company. Func's not a new company. They've actually been around since 1999, initially specializing in gaming surfaces only. So they have been on the gaming scene for quite some time. It was only earlier this year that they got into hardware with the MS3 mouse, which, by the way, if you've never had an MS3 mouse in your hand, you need to do immediately. It's the most comfortable mouse you'll ever use. Now, this is their first foray into keyboards, and once again they're doing it right. Now Func, their big thing is Func is short for functionality, so they are very big on functionality, the feel of the component, and the fact that it works. Not big on bells and whistles, but actual workings of the unit itself. Now the KB-360, as we said, comes packaged, nice white box, great picture of the keyboard right on the front, Cherry MX red switches right down the bottom. Now, some people do have preferences for other of the Cherry MX switches. Red typically is used for gaming. It's a very fast switch, linear switch, very low pressure, so you can actually do very, very fast moves repetitively with no strain on the fingers. So it is a big choice for gamers. Now, also, Func is saying that they may release a keyboard with other switches depending on consumer feedback. So you might want to voice your opinion in the forums or whatnot, maybe write Func directly, but definitely get the word out there if you do like a different switch. Now, moving over to the back, take a look at some of the features really quickly. You've got the Cherry MX red mechanical switches. Key design is cylindrical. Actuation force is 45 grams. You've got a 2 millimeter actuation and a full 4 millimeter throw. So fully backlit. The red is the most easy on the eyes in the dark and most easy to pick up. It is not RGB, it is red only, but it can be adjusted to 4 different levels, including one where the red will actually fade out and then brighten back up. Also has a built-in USB hub with 2 USB devices, USB 2.0 only. Now, taking a look, you've got backlight, onboard customizable profiles. It does have 128 kilobytes of memory built in, so when you create your profiles using the software, it stays with the keyboard, not with the software. You've got Func mode, which actually is a nice way of saying it disables the Windows key, so you can actually use that as a function button. The USB 2.0 hub built in. The reassignable buttons, you can actually reassign all of your buttons on the keyboard using the software, completely plug and play. And finally, full N key rollover. So you can push as many keys as you desire at one time and it will not blip out on the game. So you do have it through USB full N key rollover. Big deal right there. So let's get a look at the keyboard itself. Now, first thing you notice when you take it out of the box, it's a very, very heavy keyboard. Much heavier than anticipated when you pick it up. So now, the entire keyboard has a rubberized coating over the entire thing, except for the keys themselves. So soft touch, rubberized coating, good grip, but also nice durability. Up top, you've got your number lock, caps lock key, as well as the Func mode key. So when you invoke the Func mode, you do get a light to let you know. Also, when you pick up one of the profiles and turn on one of your profiles, the Func mode will light up. Now, going across, standard key layout, as you see, US key layout. Now, also it is available French, Nordic, UK, and Russian as well. So you do have availability of different keyboard layouts also. Now, going through, you do have some function buttons up top. You've got a mute, volume up and down, play and pause, and back and forward on a multimedia player. That's actually nice. This way, if you're gaming or whatnot, you can actually move back and forth, adjust your volume without having to get out of in the game. Or if you're just listening to music, you don't have to grab the mouse, pull up the media player, and then move on from there. Got Nice braided cable. Func uses a black and orange braided cable on all of their devices. As you see, gold USB end. Moving over to the bottom, you've got some nice rubberized feet right here, as well as flip up angling feet right here. Now in the front you see 2 notches. It does come with a wrist rest, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But all in all, really just a beautiful looking keyboard, and really one of the most solid feeling keyboards you'll ever feel. It's got no flex whatsoever. Like I say, very heavy, great looking keyboard. And if you look on the back, right above the number keys, see 2 USB 2.0 ports. So you do have, like I say, it is a USB 2.0 hub built in, so you can plug your mouse into there, stick a flash drive in there. Especially the mouse makes it a little bit easier. You've only got one cord running to the computer. If your computer is in a location where it's a little hard to get at things, I mean, you want to stick a USB flash drive in there, that'll work as well. But they are USB 2.0, not 3.0, and it is a hub, not a pass-through. Now I've gone ahead and popped out a few keys, as you can see here, and you can see Cherry MX red switches down below. Mechanical switches, individual LED on every key, so you get even, consistent backlighting across the entire keyboard. You don't get brighter blotches, you know, and fade outs, whatnot. Everything is evenly lit. Really nice design there from Func. Now you see the red backdrop here. This is actually a metal plate that runs behind the entire keyboard. This improves rigidity, protects the PCB, prevents flexing. It's one of the reasons this keyboard is so heavy. It's very, very well built. Really nice touch there from Func. Now, the Cherry MX switches, the reds are a completely linear switch. What that means is it's completely smooth down, completely smooth up. Some of the other switches do have a notch, so it is not linear, and you'll get a physical confirmation that you have pressed the switch. The reds do not do that. They are completely linear, completely smooth press up and down. Now, people do talk about the noise of mechanical switches. Are they louder than the membrane? Yes. The red's generally considered the quietest of all the keys, and does actually pretty much sound like a membrane. You do get a little bit of a click, but not a terrible click. So you can actually use this and really not be disturbing people in the next room, as you would with some of the other Cherry MX switches. So really nice design here from Func. Love the backplate, as I say, the metal backplate running over the entire keyboard. Really going to give some good rigidity to it, some great weight, really nice build quality. So that's what we're seeing here on the KB-460. Taking a quick look at the illumination once it's plugged in, you can start with the illumination off. First step, get a dimmer illumination, bring it up brighter, full illumination, and finally you've got a mode where the illumination will actually dim and then come back up. So it will pulsate. Once again, the red's very, very easy on the eyes, especially in the dark. Easy to pick up, as you can see. Good looking illumination, very even throughout, like I say, because of the individual LEDs on each and every key, so you get a really good look, and also you get a nice look from the background, the red, as you can see behind the keyboard. Taking a look at the included accessories, just simple note letting you know where to download the latest software for the keyboard. It does not come with it on disk, you do have to download it. Product manual. Now you would think keyboard, plug and play. Not so much the case with the gaming keyboard, of course. You get your technical specs, package contents, product overview, your special keys. Now the function key on the right side, when combined with any of these keys, you've got your profiles up top, 5 profiles, and the Func mode, as well as illumination up and down located over on the keypad. Now one of the things you might want to point out here, if you notice, a little bit different of a layout. You've got different sized function key over here, slightly smaller, slightly larger Alt and Control keys. Also, you've got larger Control and Alt keys over on the left with a standard size Windows key. Obviously, your Control and Alt keys are going to be used more in gaming than the Windows key or the function key, so obviously going to be a little bit easier to hit, so they did a nice job with tweaking the layout there. Lastly, you've got the wrist pad. The wrist rest is, once again, covered in rubberized material, and very simple. 2 small notches, clip right in the front. Lay the keyboard down, and the wrist rest will go right into place. And it just lays down right on top. And you're good to go. Now let's take a look at the setting software for the KB-460. As you can see, first off up top, you've got 5 profiles to choose from. So choose the profile you're going to want to be programming. You've also got a backup, restore, and just a link to func.net. Obviously, backup will back up all your profiles. Restore, you can restore from any backups you've got. So you can pretty much do limitless profiles and back them up and restore them as you see fit. Now, moving over, first thing you want to do is choose what key you're going to want to assign. Now, hit the M1 button or whatever M button you're going to want to assign, and let's say we're going to want to assign the K button. You'll see it comes up as N1, unassigned. You can now assign a macro, as well as other functions such as cut, copy, paste, undo, all, find, new, print, save. So not only do you have the gaming macros, you also have functionality for getting around your OS and Office applications and productivity applications. But of course, we're going to record a macro, and brings up the macro recorder. You can go into setting, or actually you have to record a macro first. So record a simple macro, hit the record button, and assign it. You can now go in, go to your settings. Now in the macro options, you can have it repeat as a one-time when you hit it. You can repeat it when pressed, or you can repeat it until the next key is pressed. So if it's a move you're doing in a game, you can have that move repeat as long as the key is pressed, and it'll just keep doing the same thing. Obviously that's great if you're going to be doing a quick attack or whatnot. It'll just keep attacking until you let go of the key. So very, very simple, recording the macro. Go over. Now you just hit apply, and the K key, now when you're over in your profile 1, will very simply go to your macro. So very, very simple, very intuitive. Not a whole lot of features here, but it does exactly what it's supposed to, and it's very, very intuitive and very easy to use. Now, after the settings are applied, you can go, if you wanted to choose a second key, obviously you could do this first. If you go to a macro, you can also save your macros or bring up the macro that you've saved and put it there. So if you're going to be using the same macro between profiles, you can save it, bring it up, and install it where you like. Like I say, easy to use, intuitive, functional software, not overly foreboding. Like I say, very easy to use. So to sum it all up, the KB-460, as you see here, functionality perfected, and that's about what they've done with the KB-460. Now, of course, some people are going to say, well, it's not perfect, it's Cherry MX red switches. I prefer blacks. That's all a matter of preference. If you're talking about a mechanical keyboard, it's about as perfect as you're going to get. The build quality is absolutely beyond reproach. It's absolutely phenomenal in terms of build quality. You've got a beautiful rubberized coating. It's one of the sturdiest keyboards we've ever seen. It's got nice weight to it, incredible durability, going for it. Beautiful, perfect illumination, no low spots, no high spots, so you've really got a nice keyboard here. The USB 2.0 expansion in the back is really phenomenal. The hub, I should say, really nice touch to it, so you can only run one cable over to your computer. So you're going to cut down a little bit on cabling. You've got the wrist rest, once again, with the rubberized coating. So you've got a really nice keyboard. Software itself is very functional, not glitzy, not too complicated. Once again, functionality perfected. Functional, easy to use, and very intuitive. So The Func KB-460 is going to get a High-Tech Legion Editor's Choice Award, especially at $119 manufacturer list with an introductory price of $99.95. It's an absolute steal for a keyboard of this type of quality. It is definitely priced mid-pack, maybe on the low end of mechanical keyboards, but none of them are going to offer the type of functionality and the build quality you're getting here with the Func KB-460. So once again, easy Editor's Choice Award winner, fabulous keyboard from Func, the KB-460.